being prolific. What do I mean by that? Prolific, and I don't mean a PPO, prolific offender. I don't mean that. I mean, what do I mean? Someone spending all their life behind the door, banged up. Was I prolific? I wasn't as prolific as some people. I mean, I did a lot. I say I did a lot. I mean, I did more than most, more than some. A lot of people did way more than me. I mean, I've done about 10 without sitting here going like counting it all out. I've done about 10 behind the door. Okay, and you know, once it all gets boiled down to, you know, because if you get a 6, you don't do 6. I did 4. You know, if I got 28 months, I didn't do 28 months. I did 14. So, but it all ends up boiling down to about 10 behind the door. Yeah, so so again, that's a lot of wastage years, but I wouldn't say that's prolific, only because I sort of learned, and I've learned and I've stopped. You know, I've done all my 20s, by like a year here and a year there, and the beginning part of my 30s, yeah, and the end part of my teens, yeah. So that was prolific for that time, for that amount of time, yeah. But if I'd have carried on, you know, I got codeine. Yeah, if I can get hold of him, I'm gonna get him on here, yeah, because he was my best pal at the time, yeah. I say his first name Warren, right? If I speak to him, I'll tell you his second name, Jesus. I'm trying to get hold of him, so I want to interview him for this. It'd be funny more than anything, but right, he's done a lot of bad, yeah. He'll admit that to himself, yeah. He's done a lot of bad, right? He'd be prolific from the age of what, 15. I think the first lump he ever got was like a 4.5, and when he was 15, and he appealed it. And again, I'm telling the story from memory, and it's what he told me. He appealed it, and like he's got the paperwork and everything. He ended up getting more. The judge said no, and instead of just saying, okay, you're not getting your appeal, give him like 5 or 5.5, and then made him start it from then as well. Like, he was only a kid, 14, 15. Yeah, but anyway, right? He'd be prolific. I mean, he gets out and he goes away. He gets out and he goes away. He gets out, he goes away. He gets out, he goes away. That'd be prolific, yeah. And that's a waste as well, because it's not really living, is it? With all due respect to anyone that's doing it, in, out, and who's happy about doing that as well? Shake it all about. But who's happy doing that? I wasn't. It's just a circle. It's a cycle, isn't it? But some people don't even see it like, because when they're doing it, they're sort of not looking at it like that, innit? Fast money, fast getting on it. Because in my experience, like, I'm just talking about my codeine, Rev. I'll say what I'll keep using his first name, as I've already said it, Warren. But just habit. I say codeine, so I've said it so many times in this video, right? But on these videos, I should say. But getting money, and no matter how much, there's no long-term planning, right? No matter, I used to suffer from that, no long-term planning, but it's like that, but times it by 10. I mean, get 50 quid, get 500 quid, get 1,500 quid, get 5 grand, get 10 grand, get 30 grand. Trust me, yeah, he's had them all, right? But the dough goes the exact same amount of time in the space of about 2 days, because there's no long-term planning, and then he's out there again, and the habit's getting worse and worse each time, you know. never leaving the same area, always mooching around the same manner. Oh, Bill, know that. How long are you gonna last doing that? A couple of weeks, a couple of months, top whack. If you're lucky, if he's lucky, top whack. And then you meet the same, and that's when you're meeting the same people that are in there as well, that are like banged up as well. You're meeting the same bods, because it's not like loads and loads of different people out there committing all these things. It's the same bods really, again and again and again, with a couple of new ones chucked in the mix, or a couple of young ones coming up, getting ready to jump on that hamster wheel. That pointless wheel. It's not even a life. It's just a muggy existence. In, out, prolific, bait, red hot, doing the same thing. And the thing, when you're prolific like that, boiling it down as well, because there's other people. It's not just Warren. I mean, I could sit here and I could literally sit here and name 10, 15, 20 if I really wanted to. People doing the same thing that I know personally. You know, not just people I've met here and there, like I know. They're prolific like that because they're not really earning serious dough anyway. I mean, alright, 10, 20, 30, it could be serious, but they're not treating it like it is. It's just going quick. And even that's not really. I mean, hotels, nothing's cheap, is it? Right, so I mean, so that sort of money ain't really that big either, really. I mean, and that's why they're prolific, because they're thinking, because it's small time as well. I mean, and even if you add up all that money, and then you add up all the years that you've wasted. I've said this before actually about myself. I mean, that money equals, and this is no disrespect to anybody that's on the lowest paid job in England, but that money does not even equal the lowest paid job in England because of all the time, all the years wasted. You know what I mean? And all them other years of getting paid 4 or 5 quid for doing, like, behind the door, for doing like other people's jobs just for cheap. You know what I mean? Just cheap labour. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to. And yeah, but Nix wouldn't exist without these prolific people. Without these people that are prolific. I mean, yeah. What, like Warren? So I'm 38. He'd be 38, 39, 40, 41. He's either 41 or 42. Yeah. I might not even be able to talk to him because he's banged up in a minute, right? That's that's probably what it is. So he's 42, 43. So say the first time he got banged up, he would have been 14, 15. I could easily say he's not done. He's not done 10 years out. Easily he ain't done it, and he's 43. Yeah. So is that a life? Is that as an existence? Is that the sort of thing you want to be? I want to be. Anybody wants to be? The answer is no. Not even Warren wants to be like that. Truthfully, he's told me that. But why? But why? And the thing is, jails know about people like that, yeah, and they know the reasons that they're doing it, because it's not all, it's past things, isn't it? Yeah, people can't deal with habits they can't get over. Why can't you get over habits? Because you're not dealing with your past problems, you're not facing it, and all that. And if like the Nick or whatever proper wanted it, like helped you with all that, proper helped you deal with all those problems, would you go back? Would you go back? And would you be putting 35 grand or 50 grand a year into whoever's pocket, whoever gets that money? Would you be going back? The answer is probably not. In my view, probably not. But what do I know really? Yeah, man. I'm glad I'd managed to jump off that hamster wheel, because if I'd have done another 15 years, just, but yeah, that's what I mean. So like, say like, so I first went away when I was what? I'll say 17. It might have been 16, 17, but I'll say 17, right? So I'll say so 17, and then the last time I went away, I'm 38. So the last time I was probably early 30s sometime. So say 33. I'd say 33. 32, 33. I'll say 33. 17. I literally had to count that just on my hands then. That's about 16 years, isn't it? So if I've done 10 years, so so I've done more than half. Done more than half behind the door, you know what I mean? It's a waste. That's a waste, man. That's a pure waste. That's not even, I wouldn't even call that an existence. That's just a bit of living bacteria, a bit of living scum around the toilet bowl, innit? That ain't been flushed away. That's the nearest analogy, innit? That's nothing. Yeah, if I'd have done another 15 years like that, oh, mate, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I ain't doing it. But Warren, mate, where are you? Get in contact. I hope you ain't banged up, mate. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, hit subscribe and we'll chat again. Adios.